Bryan Singer is back.
Speaking of people, I'm hoping very soon that we get martial law / bounty situations on. Renowned pederast director Bryan Singer. The man who allegedly rapes children and also, completely did factually rape the X-Men franchise.
He did, it's true. Me Too, Only I Was a Kid. Bryan Singer is accused of raping more underage teens and molesting one boy who was 13 in shocking expose as Oscar voters give Bohemian Rhapsody the Best Picture nomination. 4 new men have come forward alleging that they were raped or molested by Bryan Singer in the past 20 years. Bryan Singer is once again being accused of raping multiple underage teens in a shocking expose published by The Atlantic.
Look,
I'm going to open The Atlantic article.
We can say a lot of things about this article. Are we really going to call it shocking?
No, of course not.
Is anyone shocked?
No.
My heart goes out to these victims. But is it like now? If this came out about Tom Hanks, yeah, that would be a shocking expose. Tom Hanks raping boys. This isn't shocking. It's Bryan Singer. He literally said today, "Dude, did you hear the Bryan Singer bombshell?" And I was like, "Was he raping boys?
Yeah.
Boy rape?" And he was like, "Well, yeah. I mean, I was like,
obviously.
New boys?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, new one." I'm
New
like,
boys,
all right, well, but it's still not shocking. Like immediately you go, boy rape, raping boys.
On December 7th, 2017, 3 days after the Hollywood Reporter broke the news that Singer's firing, a Seattle man named Cesar Sanchez Guzman filed a lawsuit against the director alleging the singer had raped him in 2013 when Sanchez was 17. According to multiple sources, Fox had no idea that Sanchez-Goldman lawsuit was coming up, so this is when the movie came out. And now it says so the youngest accuser claims he was 13 when Singer molested him on a film set, while others recount being plied with drugs and alcohol before being led to a bedroom by the director. The youngest victim said he watched the Harvey Weinstein scandal unfold. Stand to thing, Me Too, Only I Was a Kid. This comes one day after Oscar voters awarded the director's latest film, Bohemian Rhapsody, 5 Oscar nominations. He is also being paid $10 million to direct the upcoming film Red Sonja, which title character survives sexual abuse. Time's Up did not respond to the request for the comment. The producers and actors who worked on Bohemian Rhapsody claims that they were unaware of allegations against Singer. That's a fucking lie. Everybody knew. Which were first reported back in 2014 when Michael Egan accused the director of rape. It says, among the men speaking out is Victor Valladolidis, who claims that he was 13 when Singer, then in his mid-30s, molested him on set in Apt Pupil, a movie called Apt Pupil. He claims Singer first approached him in the bathroom at his school and then asked him to be in the film. Vananovos arrived on the set the next day only to be told to strip, put a towel on, then hidden away in a room. I'm hanging out all of a sudden. Bryan comes in and he goes, "Hey, how are you?" Real cheerful. I'm like, "Hi." He says, I can't remember his exact words, but he was kind of just saying, "Come back here." He kind of directs me. He kind of grabs me. He takes us to the back area, which was kind of closed off. He went on to say, "I was back there in a towel with no shirt and no clothes on, sitting on the locker room benches." Bryan's like, "Just hang out there. It's going to be all day. Don't worry." Singer allegedly paid multiple visits to the seventh grade student throughout the day. Every time he had a chance, 3 times, he would go back there and claimed he was always touching my chest. Then at one point, Singer allegedly grabbed my genitals and started masturbating it. He then rubbed his in front of me. He did it all the time with his smile. He also allegedly told the boys, "You're so good looking. I really want to work with you. I have a nice Ferrari. I'm going to take care of you." Chad's World.
This guy's...
Remember Chad's World? This is what this is. It's the same thing.
But, like, they still live in the same world they lived in '98. Like, this probably was back in...
Yeah, well, in 2003, it says?
Okay, so during that era.
Yeah.
But it's, like, just disgusting, dude.
I know.
They did this for years.
He says he was frozen speechless and alleged Singer returned 3 times throughout the day. Within a few years, he was a father. He was a father after getting his teenage girlfriend pregnant, and went on to being honor student to failing in his classes. He dropped out. He was arrested on battery and drug possession charges, and eventually served time in prison. What if he never did this to me? Would I be a different person? Would I be more successful? Would I be married? Wonders Valadonis. Another accuser who did not want his real name said he was kicked out of his home at 16 because he was gay, Chad's World, and that was how he came to meet Singer. They made out once when he was 16, and said the accuser, who also alleged that the pair had oral sex when he was 17, one of Singer's parties. He would stick his hands down your pants without your consent, he claimed. He was predatory in that way. He would apply people with alcohol and drugs, then have sex with them. Another accuser, referred to Andy, said he came to meet Singer after he was allegedly raped by Mark Collins' reactor multiple times. That all started when Andy was 14, and he claims that he was soon being flown on private planes to see Rector from the home in Las Vegas. He met Singer at a party while the director was with Brad Renfro, who passed away in 2008 at the age of 25 from a heroin overdose. Bryan knew I was 15, said Andy. I remember he wanted Brad to join in. I don't think Brad was gay or even bi. I think he was going with the flow. We talked about it. Like me, he looked around at all the things these guys had, all the money. Maybe he thought the guys were going to do things for him.
Yeah, and the story goes, I mean,
it goes on and on and on. But
no, I don't mean that specific. Yeah. I just mean the story of Brad Renfro is like really fucked up, because he was a talented kid. Like, I was a Brad Renfro fan when I was young,
right?
Because he was in a lot of movies marketed to people our age, and he was just a cool, like, I just thought Brad Renfro was kind of a cool dude, and then he just got a fucking became like a heroin addict, crazy, person, and everybody always. He was always in these exploitive films from these exploitive directors. Like, he was in Bryan Singer, Apt Pupil. He was in Larry Clark. He was in Bully. Larry Clark's a nut. By the way, we have said this before on the show, and we'll say it again. Why has nobody ever nailed Larry Clark's fucking dick to the wall? That's always been my dream catch, is to take Larry Clark down, because that guy just does really creepy, exploitive shit and borderline child porn and stuff.
Is he the one that also did Kids?
Yes, same guy.
Yeah, that movie was another one where the accusations are that they filmed unsimulated sex with teenagers in the movie, like underage.
And he's one of those like real fag art, like weird guys that just gives me the creeps. But yes, Brad Renfro is a big part of this. That people think Bryan Singer also may have.
And apparently, as this goes on, kids. I just remember how loud but I'm not going to read all that. It's too fun. I mean, I could only read so much of this stuff. It's fucking gross. But basically, suffice to say, these kids, well, they were adults now, but these people say when they were kids, he tried to rape them, basically.
So when Bryan Singer comes to the party, he says, "Commence the diddling." That's not funny, guys. You should never...
That's not. You can't. That's not funny,
guys. Child molestation, child sex assault is almost never funny.
And by the way,
stop saying the word almost.
Yeah, because almost makes it terrible. Look, all that stuff's the second worst thing he's done. Remember when he made that Brandon Routh Superman movie? That was bad.
That's actually should be punishable by execution.